Hey fam. A couple of weeks ago, a brother had an epileptic attack at Leimert Park, and I just wanted to share with y'all some things to do in response to somebody that's having an epileptic attack. But also, I wanted to share with y'all some foods that help to prevent the onslaught of and the frequency of epileptic attacks. Let's start with when somebody's actually having an attack. So they might be shaking, going rigid. Their eyes will probably be rolled back, or their pupils will be extremely dilated. You want to get the person onto their side. Okay, once they're on their side, you want to try to keep your hands on top of them, not heavy, but just so that they're not going to move back and forth. You want to try to keep them in this position. And once they're in this position, you let them ride it out. Once that's done, once they're over seizing, uh, you want to check and make sure that there's nothing that's obstructing the mouth and the passageways of their mouth, or the air passageways. Um, if there's any saliva, if they're having a hard time breathing and there's any saliva or vomit, you want to take your index finger and hook it, and you want to just scrape it, put it in the mouth and scrape it away from the throat. Um, yeah, so just some tips on knowing when somebody is done seizing. Their eyes um, will be less dilated. They won't be as rigid. They might be looking around. They may be able to answer some very, very basic questions like their name and their last name. Um, but that's pretty much what you can do for a person when they're having an epileptic attack. If there's any question, if they're having problems breathing, if there's any question, if they are not responding in a way is uh, that is safe, then you need to call an emergency response team. So moving on to some foods that can help to prevent the onslaught of epileptic attacks. So you have your omega-3 fatty acid, which is found in mackerel, tuna, salmon. Um, those are those support the electrical signals that go to the brain and calm them. Also, an amino acid that has a similar effect that calms those electrical signals that go to the brain is taurine. However, taurine does contraindicate with alcohol. So if brothers and sisters out there having a drink, the taurine is not going to have the same effect. Of course, like with any other ailment on this planet, water is always quintessential to health. Period. Brain function, regardless if you are epileptic or not. So definitely, boost up on your water intake. If you happen to be by the park by anybody, hand them some water. It's only $1. So yeah, that's pretty much it for this week. Peace and love.